I feel like the tools and the resources that VAC gave me allowed me to get where I'm at, so to speak, today. I can't say I was self-sufficient all the way. It took some time to get to where I needed to be. However, I was able to gain full-time employment, which meant that I'm going to be financially able to maintain my housing, take care of my children. I am a client access manager for a large company here in Columbia, and I have at least 31 plus staff that work underneath me that are asking me for direction. I have always resorted back, like, if you really need help, let's talk about it. What are some steps that we can take in order for you to be self-sufficient? So I was just like every normal working adult. I woke up a wife and a mother, getting up, cooking breakfast, getting my child ready for daycare, coming home, cooking dinner, reading to my child, to falling into depression. And then my depression got worse and my divorce happened, and that took me way, way low, to the point where, am I going to have somewhere to live tomorrow? What's going to happen to my child? It's hard to describe that type of feeling of just the uncertainty of, oh my gosh, tomorrow when I wake up, what happens next? What happens to my son? I'm doing this for him. What happens next? And just the direction. I almost feel like when I walked into the VAC office, I just needed somebody to talk to. Like, I wasn't necessarily expecting the amount of help that I received that day, but I just needed somebody to listen to me. I was very low, depressed, anxiety, like I stated before, scared, feeling hopeless, like what's going to happen next? And it wasn't like that before. And so that was very scary for me to feel those types of emotions when I had not had to deal with that previously before. So the day that I decided to go to the VAC office, I walked in not really sure what to expect. What did they offer? What could they do to help me in my situation? All I knew at that point is that I was crying for help, but was scared to ask for it. So I was a little hesitant about going to the desk. However, they have lots of informational pamphlets in their front lobby, and I picked it up, and I just remember reading the abundance of things that they could serve you with, could help you with. And I wasn't really sure, like, do I qualify? What do I need to obtain this help? And the person at the desk was very welcoming. Come on up and, tell me your situation. You don't have to tell me everything. We're going to get you somewhere. We're in a private space to have the conversation about what it is that we possibly could do to help you. And when I got back there and I gave her my story of how I am depressed, and I just recently went through a really nasty divorce, and how I'm struggling to feed my child. I need help with trying to figure out where else I'm going to live, or how do I stay in my current housing, and what are some things, that you could do to assist me. And she just gave me a rundown of everything. Well, first off, she told me everything was okay. It's not the end of the world. She told me that she was there to guide me to where I need to be, and that I'm having a bad day and not a bad life. And I needed to hear that at that point. Because when you feel like your whole world is crashing down, sometimes you just need somebody to listen. Because I really don't know, and this is not just for this video, I really don't know where I would have been. I needed direction. I didn't want anybody to do it for me. I just needed direction. I needed someone to hear me, to tell me what I needed to do at that point. But if it wasn't for her, and she gave me the biggest hug, and I didn't know this woman, never met her before, never seen her before. Her hug and her telling me that everything's gonna be okay meant everything. And for some reason, out of all the doubt that I had, this woman right here, she knew what to say to me. She knew how to grasp me that day. She knew what I needed. I feel like life can happen to people, like normal people like you and me, that go to work each and every day, that are trying to provide for their family. And it doesn't, like, crisis doesn't discriminate. It just doesn't. And if it can happen to me, it can definitely happen to you. And if only you could encounter a person that was so welcoming and just to let you know that everything is okay, I'd run miles.